What's up, guys, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? It is I, the one and only OP Skills, back again for another episode of Victory Gaming Network. And welcome to Throwback Friday, episode 1. Basically what this series is it's a new series I'm going to do where each Friday I'm going to go back and select a movie from either the early or late 90s to up to, say, about 2012, and I'm going to review it and go back through it and just basically talk about the film and things like that. And I'll actually give you guys the option to recommend or suggest films for me to do from that time period as well. But anyway, let's get straight to today's video, and the first one here is Book of Eli. So, let's talk about it. Okay, so brought to us by the Hughes brothers, we have The Book of Eli. The Book of Eli is an apocalyptic film starring Denzel Washington as this drifter or kind of lone wanderer, if you will, who is in possession of the only King James Bible left on our planet. Now, the Bibles were actually all burned and everything because people believed that they kind of blamed religion for the war that kind of put the world in the state that it is in the film. And now he is on his quest west because he believes God actually told him to take the Bible to where it's needed, which is in the west. Now, during this quest, he meets Carnegie, played by Gary Oldman, who is this sort of warlord who wants to use the Bible as a weapon to influence people. So basically what it is Carnegie believes that the Bible is kind of a weapon to influence the desperate and weak-minded, as to where the wanderer, as known as Eli, played by Denzel Washington, believes that religion is kind of our only last hope, basically. So, immediately into the film, the first thing I loved was how dirty and gritty the environment was, which obviously fits the apocalyptic setting perfectly. And to me, it looked closest to what I would envision the real-life apocalypse to look like. And another thing I wanted to mention as far as aesthetics go is if you've seen the film, there's this sort of green haze kind of looming in the sky and on the buildings and the structures and things like that, which again fits into the setting very, very well. It really adds that kind of apocalyptic feel to it. The fight scenes in this film were staggering. They were so... They're just really, really phenomenally well done. There aren't many of them, and they don't last long, but they are very, very impressive. They make it abundantly clear, and very early on in this film, that Eli is a character that you simply just don't want to fuck with. And Denzel Washington did an amazing job pulling that off. Gary Oldman, as always, did an amazing job. But I kind of groaned a bit when I saw Mila Kunis had a role in this film. But to be honest, she actually did really, really well. I mean, I'm not saying she should win, an Oscar award or anything like that, but she did really well. And I enjoyed what she brought to the film as Solara. Although I don't really get how 30 years after the apocalypse she still manages to find an ample supply of designer clothing that is as good as new. That was something that I did notice that kind of had me confused there a little bit. Now, on my final note, I loved how this film obviously had a religious kind of factor in it, but it still managed to not be, preachy or fail to really show the worst in humanity like the apocalypse obviously would bring out. So overall, if you have not seen this film, I highly recommend you go see it. It is really, really good, and obviously a cast like Denzel Washington and Gary Oldman, you have to see it. So anyway, that is it for the first episode of Throwback Friday. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you have any films that you would like to recommend for me to review, don't be shy to put them in a comment down below, and I will check them out, and if I'm able to actually watch them, I will actually review them for you on the next Throwback Friday episode. So anyway, again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If so, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up, and I will see you guys on the next episode of Victory Gaming Network. Until then, take care.